All right, so welcome back to the Motobookie Podcast. I am here today with my lovely daughter, Isabella. She is,
hey, guys.
We did a little remake on the studio here, trying something a little bit different.
Something more relaxed, something more chill.
Yeah.
I like it better.
A little less formal with the whole anchor desk deal going, but...
like I was getting interrogated.
Correct. So we're making progress. It's still a work in progress, but we're getting there. And then we have my lovely wife working the cameras for us tonight. We don't have the camera shot of her for tonight, but eventually she will be making a cameo in the podcast.
Yeah.
So
HANGTOWN, how did you like it?
I thought the track prep was terrible. I agreed with kind of what the riders felt. Apparently they didn't rip the dirt very deep.
Okay.
Which meant it had a really hard base, and then they just put a ton of water on top, which basically makes...
But it was really dry.
Correct.
Oh.
But the problem was they didn't rip the dirt super deep. So, when you go to Glen Helen and we first get there and the track's like
slick
4 feet deep.
Oh,
and
it's
literally
super slick, yeah.
Correct. But what happens is eventually as that breaks in, you create ruts.
Okay, yeah.
Which means there's moisture underneath.
Yeah.
So what they did here is the base was super hard, and then they just poured water. So it's like pouring water on concrete. It was like, apparently the riders were saying it was super slick, hard to push it.
Yeah.
I think the layout was cool. The kind of
That's what I thought too. I was like, yeah.
I think the off-camber turns.
It was like a lot of straightaways. Cool. Yeah, I liked it. Like up and downhill. I liked it. Yeah. So, the rollers.
Apparently it was 100 degrees out, and it was.
That's not something I would have wanted to gone to.
No. So I thought the track layout was cool. I think maybe they missed the prep a little bit, but you can't get it right.
I mean,
can't
it's
get it right
outdoors. Like it can't always be perfect.
So we'll jump right into it. We're gonna change the format a little bit. Instead of just going over basic results, from each race. I thought we'd break it down a little bit more by team. We will go over the podium just that way, not that everybody hasn't heard this already. So as we all know, Hunter Lawrence, first place again. So he's taking it down. Yeah. He won Paula. Now
Hondas. They got it.
Hondas are on top.
Yeah.
Second place, which I would say should have been Hayden's. I think he got a bad start. His bad start in the second moto. If you look at the scores, it was a 1-4.
Yeah.
So I think Justin Cooper was consistent.
Yeah, he was consistent. I was going to say. So
he looked good. And then of course you got the young phenom Hayden Deegan, bringing in the podium.
There you go.
Real quick, want to give a shout out to Danger Boy for winning his first pro motocross moto.
Yeah.
Which is huge, considering the field is super stacked. There's a lot of talent in the field.
Yeah, and he just started his motocross.
Yeah, basically it's his fourth race.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
So I think he looked really good. I think that first moto kind of talks about
strong.
His skill level.
Yeah.
Whole shot, stayed out front the whole time, handled the pressure, and
of
didn't
Cooper.
melt down.
Cooper was on his butt like the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it.
I kind of want to go a little bit deeper into it. So let's start out with the Star Racing crew. I think we'll break it down a little bit by team.
Okay.
Obviously, we just kind of went over the first two riders, which was Justin Cooper and Hayden Deegan. I think clearly they're the powerhouses under that rig.
I mean, I was expecting a little bit different with the Smith thing. I mean, I thought I was going to see the Hayden Deegan and the Smith thing roll in.
Yeah, so Jordan Smith, I don't think he's an outdoor specialist. I think he's more of a supercross
That's
guy.
what I was thinking. I was like, okay, like I want to see if this is the Hayden Deegan and the Smith thing is going to roll down to motocross, but
there is no Hayden Deegan Smith thing. Jordan Smith has nothing for Hayden Deegan.
And I didn't know that, so I was like a little shocked.
He's not even. They're on different planets.
Yeah,
he don't want no smoke.
Yeah.
I would say going a little bit deeper into the Star, and if you look at him, so this guy I did win some money on. In fact, I won several bets this weekend on Motobookie on Guillem Ferris, a kid from Spain.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh,
my gosh, he did good.
He 6'8" for 7th place. Basically, he beat Levi Kitchen. He also worked Jordan Smith. So
That's interesting.
I think it's very interesting. I'm a little disappointed. I've heard some news about Levi Kitchen. talking about, guys under the star rig. They're claiming that he's kind of just mailing it in, that his next year's already set up. He's moving to a different team. I think the team is Pro Circuit.
Okay.
So I think he's kind of out there just, clicking off his laps. I don't think he's going to get himself hurt where he may have to go into Supercross. Not healthy. I think we all know there's not big bucks in outdoors. Yeah. So I think for Levi Kitchen, I don't know that this is a fair representation of like what he can, of what he's capable of doing. I get that. But yeah, I would say that, this Gillum Ferris kid is really, really good. And
he didn't race Paula, did he?
He did race Paula.
And
don't quote me. I think he got 6th or 7th.
Oh, okay. So
he's consistently in the top 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, clearly, I'll just put it out there. I still think that Hayden Deegan is the best rider underneath the star tent. And I know Justin Cooper beat him this week.
And he's just starting.
He's just starting.
He's just starting. It's just getting started.
He's just getting started. And I think he's going to be able to really bring it. If you watch some of the interviews with Justin Cooper, I feel like he gets a little unmotivated, or he seems down on himself. Like you'll hear his interviews and it's kind of like, I wish I could have got him. Whereas Hayden, you're just hearing like, I'm here and I'm having fun. And I think the expectation from Justin Cooper, because he didn't race Supercross, or he only raced a few on the 450, was that he was supposed to come into this outdoor series and just crush it. Yeah. And when you get out there and that doesn't happen, and your rookie teenage teammate kind of smacks you around. Yeah.
And Hayden's just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm having fun out here." Like,
I like it. In the post race interview, the guy goes, "Oh, what are you, throwing fat whips?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, I'm having fun and I'm throwing whips. That's what I do." So shout out to Hayden once again. Everyone's gonna say that I'm going too heavy on the Hayden talk, but I think he's a future stud in the sport, and that's where I'm at with it. Jumping on a little bit, we'll go ahead and get onto the KTM squad. Okay. And this one's going to be a hot take for a lot of people. Tom Vial, amazing rider from France. It's first year racing outdoors, so he's not familiar with any of the tracks. Okay. So, the fact that he can come in here and, put up a 4th place finish, he went 7-3. So his second moto, he was able to actually put it on the podium, which is very impressive.
Yeah, that's big for KTM, yeah.
So staying on that team, Max Voland. So when you turn to Max Voland, you'll see that he put an 11-12. So just a little history. That is his home race. He grew up at Hangtown. This was the race that if anybody,
Sacramento. Yeah.
If anyone was going to pick somebody to win outside of your Deegan and Hunter, it was Max Voland. There was a lot of bets on Motobookie that came in on Voland because he grew up there. Yeah. And he admitted it. He goes, I've ridden Hangtown, wet, dry, deep, sandy, muddy. I own that track. Oh. And so to come in and put up an 11-12, I think Max Voland at this point is in serious jeopardy of losing his factory ride. I just,
You really think? I mean, you have a whole year yet. You still have a whole year.
Yeah, but you can't do that. He didn't do good last year. He didn't do good in Supercross. Remember in Utah, he didn't make the main event. Oh. So you can't have factory riders not making main events. Yeah. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah. So is he hanging it up? So you think he's gonna move? No. I'm saying he's probably going to move.
There is a rumor that he's also could possibly be joining Pro Circuit. So, but I don't see that a change in bike is going to be able to make up the difference between you running 11th and now all of a sudden you're going to become a contender.
Just more time on the bike. I don't know what it is. But
he's grown up on KTMs, so he should be really good on that bike. Yeah. So for me, I would tell you, just based on looking at the score sheet, that the most disappointing rider this entire weekend of everything we're looking at is Max Voland.
Yeah, I feel like Yamaha, like the 250, Yamaha's is dominating the 250 right now, and I haven't really seen a lot of KT. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of KTM's kind of good in the 250s right now, or not good, but just strong at least.
Yeah, and then like I said, they field the 2-man team, so I think Vial's coming from France, so he not a lot of experience. All these tracks are new to him. Yeah. Whereas the other people on the circuit, they've been riding them every single year, and so I think they have, I think Vial will be really good next year. He'll have more time under his belt. He's an outdoor specialist. He came from GP.
And he keeps keeping it up like this. I think he'll be good.
He'll be in good shape. So we're going to jump to just so we can take a look here, Pro Circuit team. Let's get right into it. Shimoda with a 6th. And I will tell you, and you know how much I'm a Shimoda fan. Mm-hmm. Been a little disappointing since Paula, he got that first hole shot. Mm-hmm. Remember, he was out in front in Moto 1. And I would tell you since then, it's almost like the ship is not where it's supposed to be.
God, it just started. It's the second race.
Yeah, but a 410 means you haven't put it on the box yet.
Yeah.
And Shimoda's a guy that is fully capable of putting it on the box, and he should be. So I mean, for me, I think the Shimoda finish, it's there.
Probably just on his track. Yeah, it's probably just not his track.
Could be, yeah. but they're not looking good. It's not what I expected.
Yeah.
Then you go down. You got Ryder DeFrancisco. He finished in 10th, which I think is a solid ride for him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think it's a little discouraging because Ryder D, and I know you know this. Mm-hmm. So Ryder D, Chance Hymas, Deegan, all of them are kind of in the same graduating class, right?
Yeah.
So when you're looking at a Ryder DeFrancisco and you're going, the dude that is kind of I'm supposed to be banging with is winning motos, and I'm turning in 813s. You know, is he there? Yeah. But I would tell you, he's way off of where I think he's expected.
I didn't see him ever at a motocross. I've only seen him in the supercross, so I'm kind of only basing him on a supercross. But I've never seen him in a motocross. I don't know if he's better at Hayden in motocross, but I mean, obviously it's showing.
Clearly,
I just didn't know that. Yeah.
And then he wasn't even winning the futures in supercross. So not only was he not in the night show with the big dogs, he wasn't even dominating the futures series. So he's way off where his classmates are. Let's just put it like that. Going down, Mumphy. It doesn't matter. I don't care where he finishes. I just like Carson Mumford. A 15-9 for 13th. Probably not his best showing, but you know what? I think he'll come around. I think he's a veteran, and I really
just got on the Kawasaki bike too. So
and he's fresh on the bike. I heard him say something in an interview which I thought was super.
I wonder
interesting.
if he's liking the Kawasaki bike more than the Suzuki. He had to.
Yeah, of course. No.
Okay.
No question. A Bar X Suzuki and PC. Yeah, that's like driving a Honda and a Rolls Royce.
Yeah,
it's two totally different things. I heard him say something interesting in an interview on a podcast that he said, I hope to continue to be on the bike next weekend. So I don't know if Mumford has like a part-time schedule or his contract was only for the first couple of rounds. But I mean, the other dude they have on there, which is a guy you probably don't even know. His name's Jett Reynolds. Got a young kid, never really made it out of amateurs because just injury after injury after injury after injury. So he's been on Pro Circuit for years. And he just kind of made his debut. Aww. He went 17:35, and he's a PC guy now. In the first moto, he got a good start, and he was kind of running up front.
Yeah,
and he crashed.
Aww.
But so yeah, that's where I'm at. I need Shimoda to step up. I think the skill's there. He knows what it's like.
Wait, hold up, we totally forgot J-Mart.
I was gonna get into J-Mart. Yeah. So I think those are the two big teams. Let's just touch on real quick. We'll touch on Husky. So RJ went 5.5. Not what we're expecting at this point. Not after that first race at Paula where he basically hole shotted and ran away.
Yeah, he was setting it up with.
He was gone.
Yeah.
He smoked him, and then in the second race he crashed 3 times, which is classic RJ Hampshire. So I think RJ 5.5 on the day for 5th is not where he should be. Yeah. I think he's a podium guy every weekend, and the one that I'm most impressed by, I'll say, is Jalik Swole.
Last weekend was not good for him.
Not good for him. And also a bunch of injuries. He's coming back from a ton of injuries. So shout out to Jalik Swole, super nice kid. We've had a chance to meet him a number of times in the pits, and he's very polite, good
strong
kid.
Top 10, yeah.
So and then let's just obviously Honda took the win with Hunter with a 3-1. Congratulations to Hunter Lawrence for an amazing ride. He did what he had to do, which is stay consistent, click off his laps, and going back to his co-pilot now is Chance Hymas. So now that Jett is out of the class.
Yeah, Chance.
So Chance Hymas is another one that came up with Deegan. He looked really good in the second moto. So first moto, I heard another podcast. He had a nuclear meltdown.
Okay.
Just couldn't figure out the track, was going backwards. Everything was happening too quick. The second moto, he got a good start and managed to pull out a 6th. So, shout out to Chance Hymas. I think it was a great ride. He's young. I think a lot of these young guys are going to really get overshadowed.
Yeah.
Just because of how good Deegan's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the expectation is like Deegan.
Correct.
Yeah.
When you pull it back into the Honda thing and you basically are sitting on Jett's old bike.
And also like, your teammate's Hunter Lawrence.
And your teammate's Hunter Lawrence. Yeah. And then you come in and say, 18.6, not bad, which is not bad. It's really good. But the problem is you're being compared to Deegan, your teammate's Hunter. Oh, and by the way, you're riding Jett's bike. Yeah. So you got big shoes to fill. Yeah. He has a long way ahead of him. Yeah. Yeah. So real quick, we'll end the 250 portion of this, which is Jeremy Martin. I feel really bad about what happened. Dude, he can't catch a break. I don't know if you got to see it. First corner crash. Guy ran over his arm. It broke his arm. It broke his wrist and dislocated his shoulder. So basically one of his whole arms is basically destroyed. This was second moto, right? Second moto. Yeah, because Moto 1, he was going back and forth with Smith. Correct. Yeah. So I would tell you, J-Mart, we're all a big fan. You need to hang it up. Like, you're a 2-time outdoor champ. Yeah. You're getting up there in age. Injury after injury. Yeah. And it doesn't, what are you riding for now? If you're off for a year rehabbing this arm and getting it back in shape, all the young kids are just 1 year faster, which means you're nowhere close. Like, I think if J-Mart comes back, he's not even a top 10 guy. So you're kind of out there risking your life and risking injury to roll around in the top 10. It's just not, not worth it. He's got the troll training deal. I think him and his brother have done well for themselves in the sport. His parents actually own a track. So he could do riding schools. He could get on a team and be a team manager. I just think that, I think J-Mart, I think it's time to hang it up. I mean, that's he's out. He's out for the whole done. Oh, he's done. Like, and you don't even know what. And I don't. He's not really the best at Supercross too. No, and Supercross ain't his thing. He's a 2-time outdoor champ. So Supercross ain't even his thing. So I'm saying, like, even if he tried coming back, no. So let's get into 450. Let's get into the 450 Jett again. 1-1. Gosh, he's doing really. It's honestly like it's a little scary. So he's getting this is his second race and he's been. He's had 4 moto wins in a row. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and just go on record right now. I was wrong. No, you were wrong. I was wrong. You were like, he's gonna get used. He has to get used to the bike. Yep. Like, hey, I can't call him all right. Oh, and then Chase too. I can't. So everyone knows. Oh, so now your bets were just horrible. No. I can't call them all right. As you keep looking at the Motobookie winner board, there's somebody named Bookie Bro at the top every week. That's me. Okay. So I'm not telling you I'm getting all the bets. But remember when we did our bets? We're like, okay, like before the motocross season starts, like what do you have like Chase and Jett at? And you were like, oh yeah, Jett's gonna be like a top 3, maybe top 3. I had him as a top. And I had him for a 1. You did. So I'm winning. You were right. So to everybody out there in YouTube land who completely destroyed me, you were right. I was wrong. Yeah. Congratulations. I was definitely wrong. I did not expect Jett Lawrence to come out and not only win. I don't think anybody did. Yeah, but not only win the first 4 motos. Whole shot. Gone. Runaway, gone. And just like got off and was like, oh. Yeah. Yeah. So the also what I would have liked to have seen, which would have made an amazing outdoor season, which obviously you can't fix the past, but it would have been really cool to see a healthy Eli Tomac and a healthy Chase Sexton and a healthy Jett Lawrence all battling on the 450. Yeah. That would have been epic television. I think it would have been great, but he's just, I'm not going to say he's getting lucky, but I mean no. But I'm saying like the timing is great. Yeah. Everything with the Supercross went well with him. And then now it looks like motocross is well with him. So it's like, so there's some rumors going around. There's some kind of chatter in the pits that Jett Lawrence was riding at about 70%. That like he's not even trying. He goes, oh, like this is easy. Like I'm just getting out there. I'm getting out in front. I'm maintaining 5, 6, 7 second lead, and I'm just holding it there. If I need to wick it up, I'll wick it up. If I don't, I'll just cruise around. Stamina's just he's literally saying he's just cruising around in the 450 class. Now, granted, the field is weak, but that's not his fault.
No, but it's also just like, remember when like years ago, where like like when you can see, look in his races, he made a lot of mistakes in motocross. Remember, it was like tip overs after. I think he's matured a lot in those aspects. And I don't know if it's the bike or anything, but like he's matured a lot in those like riding aspects. So if he just keeps it up with like all those little mistakes, he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's showing it.
Look, do I think eventually at some point this season, are we going to see a little bit of a, because now, once again, internet geeks, I'm sorry, I can't get on board. There's people claiming perfect season. So there's a such thing as, no, it's not about a mess up. There's a such thing as a perfect season. It's only been done. Don't quote me. I know either Ricky and James had a perfect season, meaning you win every moto.
Of the whole year?
Of the whole year. They had what's called a perfect season. So there's already chatter in the pits, people throwing out perfect season. I'm not going to go there yet because Sexton will be back.
Yeah.
Verandis will get better. Verandis is coming off of an injury.
2-3. Not bad. Yeah.
And
maybe it was the gap. It was the gap between Jett and
the 2-3 doesn't tell the whole story because he got worked.
Yeah. So, no, I know. I was saying, but that's why the gap between them.
So,
But I mean, it depends track too. It has to be a perfect track too. It has to be a track to Jett's liking too.
And I don't know he's gonna whole shot every moto. It'll be interesting to see Jett get a 10th, 12th, 13th place start.
Yeah.
And if you see him work through the pack from a 10th or 12th place start, catch the leaders and gap them, I'm on board with the perfect season.
Yeah.
I'm like, but as of now, it's been like 4 perfect starts and 4 perfect motos, which good on him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying eventually there will be a little bit of turmoil or something that happens where you're like, okay, dude, now we're going to see what he can do.
Well, I don't know if this makes a difference, but I mean, like the Paula track, it's kind of similar to HANGTOWN in the way of the conditions.
Yeah, it was definitely dry and
okay,
slick.
So I'm saying like we have to wait for the tracks out back east to see like really like
need to wait
because maybe he's just comfortable with like all these California tracks.
Correct, and if they hit a mutter, that can change a lot.
That's what I'm
Mutters
saying.
can change things.
Yeah.
But other than that, dude, shout out to Jett. Everybody else, I was wrong. Sorry, I did not think I never doubted his skill at all. Yeah. I just didn't anticipate. If you would have said Jett Lawrence is going to come out and go 4 wins in a row, 4 whole shots and 4 wins, most people would have said, bro, you're crazy. I think he can win, but not like that.
Yeah, and it was like perfect.
I think real quick going into the 450 is kind of boring, man. I hate to go too much, but I'd like to talk a little bit about our own rider, our own sponsored rider, our boy B-Ray. Hell yeah. Congratulations to B-Ray. Managed to pull off 16th overall. Super cool for him. I mean, you got to consider out there on a privateer, full privateer setup. Yeah. He was running top 10
for a while in Moto 2.
In Moto 2.
Yeah, I saw that.
Shout out to B-Ray. Congratulations, man. We're super stoked to be part of your efforts and to see you pull out a 16th place in a national is amazing, man. And we're super proud of you.
Yes.
The other highlight I would tell you, and I'm just going to go into privateers real quick. And I'm going to make a prediction here. I think Ty Masterpool could beat AC if he was on a factory bike.
Oh, my God.
I'm not kidding you. Because let me tell you, Ty Masterpool is a beast. And he's just kind of hopped from bike to bike. And he hasn't really been able to plant his feet since he had the star ride. And I'm telling you, on a privateer Kawasaki, he went 7-7 for 6th. And I'm just telling you, I think that if him and AC were both on Cowies and he was on a factory Cowie.
What did you do last week?
I have to see it. No, last week he rode a 250. And then he went on a podcast and he goes, listen, I can't afford to ride the 250. It's too expensive because the 250s, you got to build race motors. You need multiple motors to make a 250 effort. He goes, a 450, I can buy one bike. I don't have to do anything to the motor because it's already too fast. So you have to understand a production 450, they detune them sometimes because there's so much power.
Wow.
So he can go buy a 450 and for half the money, he can show up to the race.
And he's getting
7-7.
Ooh.
First weekend on a 450 privateer.
Okay, wait, yeah. Hold up. Yeah.
So Let me tell you, I'm telling you right now, I'll bet.
And he's obviously going to stay on this 450.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
And I would be willing to bet in the next 2 to 3 rounds, he beats Cianciarulo.
So so you're thinking this is going to be a low battle for a good minute.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I think that Ty Masterpool is going to enter the 5, 6, 7, 8 battle. So he's not touching AP, he's not touching Cooper, and he's not touching Varandas or Jett.
But he's for sure going to stay consistent top 10.
Oh, 100%. I'll put Ty Masterpool in a privateer effort. So shout out to Ty Masterpool. That was amazing. And then to end it off, just to not talk too much about what everybody knows, I'm impressed with Cooper Webb. Considering he didn't even think he was going to race. He barely got cleared to get back into action.
Yeah.
And for him to go 4-2 and put it on the podium, I think he did. 4-2 to put it on the podium. Shout out to Cooper Webb. I think he'll only get better as the year goes on. I also want to applaud him for stepping up and even riding. You know, Cooper Webb's a multi-time Supercross champ. He's made tons of money. You know, nobody likes to spend their entire summer.
No one wants to do motocross.
No one wants to do motocross. And the fact that he was like, he could have easily just mailed it in and said, dude, I don't feel right. I'm not willing to get out there and risk it. I'm going to prepare for Supercross next year. And he didn't. He stood by his team, and he's out there giving 110% effort. So shout out to Coop for that.
I love that.
I want to talk to you a little bit about this outdoor kind of situation. You and I both have been to Paula a number of times, and every year that it comes, we both say we're not going to go because we know what we're in for when we get there.
Yeah.
And then every year the race comes and we get so damn excited that I rush out and buy tickets.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like,
okay, but like the lineup's going to be good. And like, yeah. You know, like.
So my listening to a couple of other podcasts, they were talking about attendance seemed way down. And it seemed way down at Paula. And apparently there was somebody from Main Event Moto. Shout out to Toolman Dan. He was over there at Hangtown, and he said that he thought attendance was way down. Like the pits were boring. Yeah. There wasn't a bunch of people in the pits. When you look on TV,
it looked like
on the hillside, it looked like a race at Glen Helen.
Yeah.
So I think people are not excited about what an outdoor event is like once you get there. And I'm just wondering at what point these track owners are going to step up and say, okay, listen, we need to bring in temporary bleachers.
They can bring in so much more engagement by that. And they can bring in so much more money if you just spend a little bit on like bleachers. So many people would go if there was like bleachers and there was like a little cover over you.
Yeah.
Like it would be a lot more enjoyable to watch, and I would go.
And I'm not saying they have to build permanent stadiums, seating or anything.
But
I'm
every
talking
time
about
it comes,
hire a company that does massive events. I mean, you see they line the Rose Parade. Yeah. They line half of Pasadena with bleachers, so it's possible. I just think that at some point people are sick and tired of bringing your lawn chair, sitting in the 100-degree weather.
I get like the vibe of like when like in the parking lot everybody's tailgating and stuff. I get that like vibe and stuff like that. Bring your own tent, but then it's like, okay, I'd rather like you're paying for a ticket for you to bring your own chairs and your own tent.
And the worst part is the tracks are designed in a way that the lap times are 2 minutes and 20 seconds. But you only get to see the rider for 15 seconds.
So if you're in a bleacher, you kind of can see a little bit more of like an overview of things.
And I would also say, okay, track designers, we need to say, okay, we're breaking the track down into 7 sections. Mm-hmm. And these 7 sections are where we're going to have our bleachers. Mm-hmm. And you can buy a ticket so you get to see the track map and say, hey, great, I want to be in section 4, but it allows me to see 30 to 40% of the track.
Yeah, at least a little more.
At least a little bit more. So even the track designers are going to have to come up with something clever. And your old school motocross people that watch this podcast are going to go, bro, I hate your guts. Don't ever even suggest that. Because they love it. They love standing, being sunburnt, getting drunk.
Yeah.
The problem is that's not the way the sport's going.
Yeah.
It's just not.
And if you want to grow it, this is kind of important to do.
People want convenience. You don't want to sit in 110 degree weather getting dust blown all day long.
Okay, maybe because I know there's some tracks where like out east where there's a lot of trees, so there's like a lot of shady parts.
Yeah,
I don't know
Washington.
Yeah, so I'm saying like maybe when it's most convenient, like 100% Paula.
Yeah,
100%.
Paula's like basically in Temecula.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's like Death Valley.
Yeah. So like I'm just saying like it's maybe convenient in some of them, but most of them it's convenient in some of them to do that, but like there's some where there's like maybe it's not that necessary to do, but yeah.
Well, I think hopefully they'll take our suggestions so they can pick attendance back up.
I can show them. How about we do the layouts for them and we just send them over?
Good, dude. All I gotta do is
I can figure something out.
You just send them some drawings, some blueprints, and then if they end up doing it.
Oh, and their food needs to get better.
Oh, well, yeah. You're hiring the local food trucks to bring in.
Oh, God. I'm literally looking at them, like, flipping the tacos, and I'm like, I know that guy's about to go in that porta potty and just, like, blow it up right now.
So, we were watching, you're just looking at the people, and the guy came out with, like, the onion ring thing that was 4.5 feet tall, and it's just drowned in cheese and chili, and it's 110 degrees out, and he's got a beer in his other hand, and you're just, and you have
to go in, like, that hot, sweaty portable, and there's, like, no soap to wash your hands after.
So outdoor venues. Sorry, man. Motocross, I think it'll stay alive because TV with the Peacock deal, at least you're going to have the viewership via TV.
Yeah.
But an outdoor event is not like a Supercross with the fan fest and the stadium and the fireworks and the lights. I mean, when you go to Anaheim,
it's a whole event.
It's a whole event.
People come when they don't even know what motocross is, and they just come because they know it's fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like I always tell my friends, I'm like, it's just gonna be fun. Just come, just watch. Okay. Kind of off topic. Do you remember when at Supercross there was this guy that was like offering people paying people money to rev his bike?
Yes.
Is that allowed to do that in motocross?
I'm
just saying like little things like that can kind of like also help the riders as well. Like if someone was doing that at motocross, I would be first in line to do.
If somebody was standing there with a 450 and they just told me that I could just walk up and just put it on the rev limiter for $20 and bucks, just for the Instagram video or just for to have fun.
Well, the reasons why other people were doing it at Supercross and paying
100%.
So is the rules different?
It is. I think it's a little bit different. Don't quote me on this. I'm not into the government side of motocross.
Well, I'm saying because you're on Paula.
Correct, but I know Feld runs Supercross. But I think it has a lot to do with the promoter, which
it's not like the stadium rules.
No, AMA's promoted totally different. So I'm sorry, AMA. The outdoor series is promoted different. I think it's a different promotional company. I don't think Feld runs both indoor and outdoor.
Yeah.
So it may be possible. But the problem now is, that only works if you have a pits full of people.
Yeah,
even at Paula, we went to the pits.
It was more of like the family.
It was dead.
Yeah.
It was, when you can walk right up, and I know this is great, but when you can walk right up and be like, hey, Hayden, what's going on? And there's nobody around.
Yeah.
It lets you know kind of where the outdoor sport is. And I just feel that
Do you remember the year when Jett did the Jett OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
You see, that was the way to do it. That was the way to do it.
Yeah,
that was
they had
a good
umbrellas.
Year. They had umbrellas. They had the
Red
fans
Bulls,
that was
they had water.
They had water. Yeah. So I'm saying and I think that year was really packed.
Yeah, it was packed.
This year, no.
It was dead.
I think that's probably the reasons why it was packed too.
But I think you're gonna need to do something to keep the outdoor series alive. I think people are moving to World Supercross.
Yeah.
I think people are gonna end up saying that the outdoor series is so brutal on the body for the money that they make. It doesn't make sense because the payout is not even close to Supercross.
Yeah.
It's not even close. And you're also running a risk. You're out there and it's pinned wide open. You're in 4th, 5th gear going down these gnarly tracks and each of these riders is knowing that I need to make it to Supercross in January because that's where the big bucks are. But according to their contracts and the manufacturers, you got to ride outdoors.
Yeah.
So, in order for the riders to be even more motivated means more money needs to come in. Mm-hmm. Well, how do you bring more money in? Got to bring more people to the race.
Yeah.
So something has to give where things change a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
What else you got?
Let's see.
We can talk a little bit.
Go ahead.
Something
about Deegan's gonna win title. Hunter will make.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and still stick by my prediction. I still think Deegan. I think Deegan is gonna win this outdoor title.
Wow.
I just do. I think he's young.
So you don't think Hunter stays consistent?
I think Hunter will stay consistent, but there's gonna be, look, even last year in outdoors, he had a few get-offs. Mm-hmm. He had a few tracks that didn't mesh well. I just feel at some point Hunter's gonna crack, and I think Hayden's gonna be waiting. Why do you feel that? Look, and everyone's going to disagree with this because he is a very solid rider. He never really rides over his head.
Yeah.
I just think that there'll be a breaking point where somebody's going to pressure him, and that pressure may end up making him make mistakes.
Hayden or Cooper?
I think that pressure is Hayden or Cooper. Okay. And I think that if they can apply the pressure enough, mm-hmm. that you can force him into mistakes. Mm-hmm. And it only takes one mistake. And I just think,
I wonder if they're going to try and tag team to put that pressure on him.
Not at all.
No.
I think Hayden's a one-man show. And I don't care if he thinks that his teammates out in front of him or a Honda guy's out in front of him. I think he's finally has the confidence to know he belongs. And once you win a moto, when you go out and do what he did at his age, all you did was fuel the fire because now he believes he can do it.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean? It's one thing to get a third or a fourth or a podium.
He's proved it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you're going to see.
Cooper hasn't gotten a podium.
Yeah, he was on the podium.
No, I'm saying
he hasn't got a win.
No, I mean, he hasn't got a win. Yeah.
No, he hasn't got a win.
Dang.
And so, yeah, we'll see.
It's so fun.
That's where I'm at with it.
So dude, can we go to one of the motocross races out back? There's just so many pretty tracks. Like probably the reason why I'm only gonna go is because how pretty the tracks are.
If we were gonna go to another one, there's an iconic one I'd like to go to Redbud.
Redbud.
Which is Redbud.
I wonder if Redbud's gonna be the same this year.
I'm sure it will. They never change the track. So
the fans at Redbud are crazy.
They're insane.
Yeah.
So you'll notice too, as the series goes back east, you find a lot more of those diehard. I will stand. They'll stand out there in their overalls.
America, maybe.
The full blown American flag rags.
Yeah.
But other than that, the only other race that I would like to go to would be, like I said, Washougal. It looks pretty.
Washougal,
one in Washington.
Yeah.
This week in Colorado, I have no interest. I've seen the track.
What part is it?
It's in Lakewood, right by.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar.
Okay.
So it's in Lakewood. It's on the side of the mountain. Not a single tree in sight. It's right on the side of a mountain, and there is nowhere to find shade. Like you'd have to crawl under a rock. So I have no interest in being.
It's hot in Denver right now.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the weather, but it doesn't matter.
If the weather's not that bad, then.
So, and we'll see. This weekend should be a little bit different.
How's the track?
Jett, don't quote me, but it could. So the altitude. Remember, the altitude changes a lot, and that's one thing I gotta caution myself because Deegan's never raced that track, and he's never rode it out at altitude like that. So I don't know. Look, he's so young, but he's so young. So once again, Motobookie people, all of you that think that Hayden Deegan's going to fail because of altitude, I'll take all your bets. So I'm still in on the kid. I think he can pull through.
Think like who has bad stamina? Because I'm like, oh, Kenny.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but Kenny. I'm like thinking like, what?
I just saw an Instagram thing, I think, on Kenny. He's somewhere in Europe right now waiting for World Supercross, and he was getting on a yacht with his little boy.
His boy is so cute.
So you have to understand, as a rider,
he's smart.
Of course.
Oh, he's smart. I would have taken that deal. So you want to ride motocross? You want to go to World Supercross
and make 3 times the money and cruise around on a yacht with my boy?
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna take that deal.
So that's part of the problem is motocross needs to get competitive,
and he knows he's not good at. Or I mean, like on his body, it's a lot on his body.
It's too much on his body.
So he's smart. I like that.
But yeah, we'll look forward to seeing Ken Roczen. Oh, and by the way, we will be able to put the World Supercross events in Motobookie. So everybody know that your $9.99 subscription fee will also include the ability to bet on World Supercross. So proud to announce that.
Yeah, and any other like cool races that happen too.
Yeah, we'll have the SMX playoffs. So when the SMX playoff come, you will be able to use Motobookie to bet on those as well.
Cool.
So I think that's it.
Are you excited for what's next weekend? Okay. Colorado.
So it's really hard for me to get. I'm more excited to watch the 250 race. The unfortunately the 450 races just don't excite me anymore.
Well, yeah.
Unless Chase comes back.
Yeah.
If Chase comes back, I'll be pumped.
Yeah.
But
do they have any time on when Chase comes back?
No clue. He had Epstein-Barr mono. He's got some weird mono Epstein-Barr training disease, which like where you overtrain and the body starts to like work against itself. I'm not a doctor, people, so everyone will look up Epstein-Barr and call me an idiot. From my understanding, it can be caused by overtraining.
Damn.
And your body actually starts to regress. And what they are saying is that it can be something of some sort of an infection or something you get that can stay with you. Which there's people that have had career enders from like Epstein-Barr. So, we're hoping it's not that. I mean, I really do. I hope this is just something that comes and goes.
I hope we get updates.
He's been very quiet on his social media. He has been very quiet in interviews. So,
if Chase is not in this, then I'm seeing Jett.
Oh, if Chase isn't in this, but Chase is out unless Jett cartwheels it or something. Mathematically, he just missed a round. Jett's already 18 points up on the title chase. Like,
guys, there's a wrap up for your 250.
No, 450. There's a wrap up for
your 250, your 450 class.
Yeah, Jett could have the title wrapped up in 3 weeks or something stupid if he keeps going like this.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah,
he's so good.
But we wish you a speedy recovery to Chase Sexton. He's a class act.
We're excited for it.
I was excited for it.
Yeah, that was like the main thing we were looking for. Chase and Jett.
And then Eli. R.I.P.
And then there is Eli.
Then there's Eli. But once again, thank you very much. We got to dive into some things. Unfortunately, there's not as much exciting stuff to talk about when it comes to moto. But
okay. Oh, wait. Okay. So we are starting a thing. Or no, we're not starting a thing. We're starting a thing. Okay, so every weekend I wanted to do like, I always love gear, and then my favorite gear has always been Chase Sexton's. I remember the first time he came out with his 23, but it looked like Michael Jordan's like jersey. So I screenshotted like a couple that I thought were good this weekend, including 250 and 450. And we're going to do what is our favorite gear set of the weekend.
Okay.
So I chose mine, and I was watching it, and pink is my favorite color. So like, I screenshot on your phone.
Okay. So I think
we will insert the picture of what I'm talking about.
Correct. But you can let them know who you picked, and then we'll insert the picture.
Can I show you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So
you went with who'd you go with?
Okay. Right. So I went with, for my favorite this weekend, HANGTOWN. I really like DeFrancisco's gear. I just love Fox gear. They always come up with like the bright neon colors, and I just love it. It was like gray. It was like this gray and pink, and it looked so cool with the bike. Like, and I like the helmet set too. It was really nice. What was your favorite?
My favorite kit was going to be AC. I really like. I think AC always has the cleanest gear.
Yeah.
I love the green. I mean, I think AC's gear is always fresh, but this weekend I'm gonna go with AC.
And I love how the boots just like tie into everything. Because sometimes they'll be like, an orange, like all good, and then I don't know, it's like these red boots, and I'm like, let me be your stylist.
Yeah.
Like pay me, and I'll like.
Yeah, I think Eli was doing that last year, kind of like the blue kits with the red.
It was like,
you know, he don't care though.
Yeah.
Eli's just like, just put the boots. Tell me which ones to wear, and make sure the checks show up in the mail. So, but yeah, we're gonna end it with a quick announcement. We are going live with our paid subscriptions for Motobookie. We just wanted to kind of break down what that includes. It's $9.99 a month. You get unlimited access to the Motobookie platform. Motobookie is the first social wagering platform for motocross. So it's peer-to-peer wagering. You can bet against your buddies. You can bet against random people on the wager wall.
You can bet against us.
You can bet against us.
Yes.
And, that's what it is. It's $9.99. We don't take any percentage of your earnings. If you make $1,000 a month on Motobookie or you make $10,000 a month on Motobookie, we do not take a portion of your winnings at all. So you're paying a $9.95 fee. You have full access to the platform. We do have a post wall. We're encouraging people to use it. We are getting some live race day updates from our rider B-Ray.
You know what we're going to do?
Go ahead.
You know what we're going to do? Before we're going to watch the race this weekend at home, we're going to watch it. On Instagram, we're going to text you. We're going to be like, okay, we're live on chat. And we'll just be like texting on the live chat.
Okay.
Because maybe they don't know like the times that me and you are going to be inside the live chat.
Okay.
So like we can just be on the wager wall, on the wager wall. Wait.
On the post wall.
On the post wall. And then we'll just tell them the time that we're going to be on the post wall, and then maybe they'll find us and they'll see our bets.
Okay.
Because honestly, like every time I put out a bet, someone just like takes it.
Yeah.
So you got to be on there because like my bets are pretty good.
Your bets are solid.
Yeah.
And I think people are, we have gotten now to about 500 subscriptions.
Dude.
So, we want to thank everybody who's joined us in the early stages of Motobookie. As everybody knows, we did roll out the new platform. So I think it has a lot more information. We have a lot of different things you can wager on. You whole shot wager. Mm-hmm. We have rider versus rider. We have placement, finish line wager, spread wager. So we encourage you guys to go on there. Fantasy's not your thing, and you're just kind of into throwing $50 down and betting your buddies.
Yeah, 10, 5.
Please go on there. Also, let everybody know that there is a referral link on the actual, once you create a Motobookie account, there's a referral link so you can refer a friend. For every friend you refer, Motobookie definitely does something for you. We do random giveaways. Sometimes we'll pick a month and put $20 in people's accounts.
Yeah.
We'll give you free chips. So we're going to be running promotions throughout the year to give back to the people that, decide to refer a friend. So check us out, motobookie.com. Check out the YouTube channel, our podcast here. Check us out on Instagram. Look at all the new content that we have. And we look forward to taking your cash.
Yeah. And more topics. All right.
So thank you guys once again for listening. We really appreciate everything so far, and we look forward to seeing you guys after Colorado.
Thank you.
Thank you.